2016 was a big year for flood fund teams in the Coast Guard. It was a very active year. We saw them in action in Baton Rouge, in West Virginia, and during Hurricane Matthew. In every case, they assembled and sprang into action and saved a lot of lives.
Flood punts are small aluminum boats that can deploy quickly to respond to search and rescue needs following a flooding event.
We got notification that the town of Clendenin, West Virginia had major flooding. Some of the houses were swept off their foundation.
Roads get washed out, bridges are sometimes out of commission, and in a lot of cases power is out. So, street lights aren't working. You have to adapt to the situation wherever the mission takes you.
There was flooded tractor trailers laying on their sides, vehicles flooded, all kinds of debris in the water.
750 people were stranded, and the flood punts were used to help bring those people to safety.
We're able to answer some 911 calls, assisting elderly and small children, and I believe even we brought a dog ashore.
You don't ever really know what you're expecting. Each deployment and each day on deployment is different.
Down in southern Louisiana, they experienced over 2 feet of rain.
Flooding was definitely nothing I'd ever really seen.
Roads were impassable. And when you deploy, you're dealing with animals that are still out in the water trying to find dry land. Snakes are in the water along with you, and you have contaminants.
You turn down one street and there might only be a foot of water, and then you go down 2 more blocks and there's a 2-story house that you can barely see the top of the roof. We'd be dodging cars and street signs that were underwater. We'd have people, drive up to where we were posted, saying their kids were stuck in their car somewhere, but they didn't know where.
These guys are always having to deal with situations where they've got to apply their adaptability, their flexibility, and their on-scene initiative.
Our flood punt teams were able to rescue 54 people. Hurricane Matthew devastated parts of North Carolina.
It was kind of shocking, this whole massive devastation. We had a lot of flooding, a lot of damaged homes. Conditions were a little rough. A couple challenges that we actually faced is trying to maneuver through in a very safe manner. When you're out there and actively doing these things, the only thing that's going through your mind is making sure everyone's completely okay. We were just going.
These are highly dynamic environments they deploy into, and every urban environment you can imagine is different. So these teams have to be adaptive, flexible, and use their on-scene initiative every time they get to the scene. But to the flood teams, I want to say thank you, and we're proud of you, and we're proud to call you shipmates. Semper Paratus.